The death toll of Palestinians from anti-occupation protests at the hands of the Israeli army in the Gaza Strip continues to climb. At least 10 Palestinians, including a journalist who succumbed to his injuries, are the latest fatalities from the protests along the so-called buffer zone. The regime forces also injured more than 1,300 people, including women, children, and several journalists. The Palestinian Journalist Syndicate called for the perpetrators to be held accountable. The latest deaths bring to 30 the number of Palestinians killed by the Israelis since March 30th, when the March of the Great Return began.
Thousands of Palestinians took part in another anti-Israel protest along the so-called buffer zone between the Gaza Strip and the occupied territories. The protest was part of a rally dubbed the Great Return March, which started last Friday and would last for another 5 weeks. Last week, Israeli snipers opened fire on peaceful protesters, killing 17 Palestinians and injuring many others. This Friday, dubbed the Friday of Tires, protesters burned tires close to the border fence in an attempt to block the vision of the snipers who have been authorized by Tel Aviv to shoot with no inhibition.
Our message to the world is that we Palestinians have been driven out of our land and have been killed and forced to leave. Yet this uprising is melting all political differences between us and bringing us together. We shall return to our land despite all the obstacles, injuries, and the killing of our people.
Israeli forces once again opened fire on the peaceful protesters and used tear gas to disperse them, causing more casualties.
We came last Friday for our right to return. We came again this Friday to prove to Israel that even if there are people who were killed or injured, we will not be afraid, and we will protest until our land is freed. I will come till May 15th without any fear of being killed or injured.
Israel's killing of peaceful protesters last week drew widespread criticism. However, the regime continues its deadly crackdown regardless of international outrage.
We came here without weapons, although we have weapons. We came here in peace without rockets, although we have rockets, to let everyone know that we will never give up on our lands.
Human rights organizations say approaching the fence is not an offense, punishable by death or serious injury. Despite Israel's use of violence, Palestinians are determined to continue their protests against the massive confiscation of their land. They also call on the international community to take action against the atrocities committed by the Israeli forces. Hala Safadi, Press TV, Gaza.